Hello, church. My name is Walter. Thank you for joining us on this Maundy Thursday. We are going to hear some things about Jesus' last Thursday on earth from 2,000 years ago. In the midst of this Holy Week, there are a lot of things that are occurring, but specifically on this Thursday, one of the first things we want to look at is Jesus' washing of the feet. As we get into this section of Scripture, we see the Passover meal, the upper room, if you will, is accounted for in all four Gospels. And this washing of the feet is found specifically in John. And here in this story, we see the disciples have gathered together, including Judas. Judas has already cemented his desire to give away Jesus, that he has met with the chief priest, that he has determined the price, that he has gotten paid for this. He is ready to give Jesus away. Passover meal. Now, there are several things that are taking place here, but specifically as we look at all four Gospels, we want to highlight a few elements. The first thing we want to talk about is going to be Jesus' washing of the disciples' feet. We find that account specifically in John, and as we see Jesus begin to gather these men for the meal, he is teaching and talking through things, but he begins to do something that is a bit strange in behavior. As he is their teacher, their leader, they are the followers, he begins to take off his outer robe. He grabs a bucket of water and begins to wash their feet while they're reclining at the dinner table. And it's a strange thing because this is the action of a servant. Not just a servant of someone who's wanting to care for people, but this is what a slave or a servant would do. This is someone who works for you. This is a lowly task. If you think about those times, these are men who are walking around barefooted, in sandals. Their feet are dirty and filthy. This is not an enjoyable, prosperous task. Yet Jesus humbles himself and begins to wash their feet. Now, as you can imagine, some of the disciples are like, "Whoa, Jesus, what are you doing? This isn't what you're supposed to do, right? You're Jesus." And Jesus says, this is the way it's supposed to be. In fact, by doing this, I'm setting an example for you that this is how you're to live. Now, Jesus washes the disciples' feet, all the disciples, including Judas, who is there, who has just made the decision to betray him. And as he washes these disciples' feet, setting this example of humility and servanthood before him, he wants them to see that he has come as a humble, gentle servant. That though he is going to ascend into the heavens and be seated at the right hand of the Father shortly thereafter, he is here to serve and care for the least of these. That he has come as someone who is worthy of all honor and glory, but aspires for none of it. And he's presenting an example of love, service, and humility to you and I. That if the King of Kings and Lord of Lords can humble himself to serve in a lowly manner, what more can we do? You see, even in the midst of this, as he goes and washes the feet of disciples, he also washes the feet of Judas. Judas is there. Judas has his feet washed. Judas eats. Judas partakes of everything. Even though Judas is going to betray him, Judas takes part in this whole full endeavor. That even in the midst of this, Jesus displays the love and kindness to someone who perhaps is not even worthy of this love and kindness. Yet setting another example, not only of humility and servanthood, but the chief fact that we are called to proclaim and demonstrate the good news of Christ, to show this love of Christ to those, even those who we would say don't deserve it. Because as you and I look at this story, we would say Judas isn't worthy of this. How dare Judas stay at this table? Who does he think he is? Yet, our God, Jesus Christ, who came to this earth to live a perfect life that you and I couldn't, said not only is he worthy to sit at this table, he's worthy for me to wash his feet and to feed him and to care for him, despite what he has done and what he is doing. If that is not a display of sacrificial love, I don't know what is. And so as we begin to wrestle with Jesus' final days here on earth, I want us to come and think about this washing of the feet. I want us to wrestle with the humility and the servanthood that is displayed. I want to wrestle with the love and forgiveness that is displayed here. And I want us to, most importantly, begin to think about how can we live and follow in this example that Christ has set. You're going to hear a few more things about what occurred on this Thursday and the coming hours here today. And I pray that it encourages you. We love you guys. Hope you have a great week.